Hello, welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name is Kee. We are live for yet another UEFA Women's European Championship game. It is Switzerland against Iceland here, and Norway have pretty much all but secured the pathway through to the knockout round with that win over Finland earlier today. Both of these teams, Switzerland and Iceland, both of these teams lost in their first group game. Switzerland losing surprisingly to Norway and Iceland losing to Finland. So both of these teams got something to prove. A defeat in this one probably puts them out of the tournament. A defeat probably puts them out. I think almost certainly puts them out. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. You can watch it live on ITV if you are planning to watch along with us. We are coming up to about 5 minutes away from kickoff, so make sure you're all set up. You can watch it on ITV1. Oh, I've put Iceland in the wrong kit. I've put Iceland in blue and they're in white. So I need to change that around because that's not going to work, is it? We're not having Iceland in white when they're clearly in blue. So listen, we've had a great day. Lots of football on. We watched Rangers and Club Brugge in the pre-season friendly earlier today. Then we followed that up with a great game in the Women's League, the Women's European Championships. What am I talking about? Finland and Norway, great performance, and now we're going to watch another one, third game of the day. So lots of football, it's all good stuff, and massively appreciating everyone who's been in so far watching us. Big thank you if you have already liked and subscribed and shared and all that good stuff. It's always massively helped if you can share it to other platforms, share it to your socials. Let other people know, spread the good news that we're live on this channel. Help us grow. So a massive thank you if you've already done that. And with that said, I do just want to say a big thank you, as we do every single game, of course. A big thank you to our sponsors on this channel who continue to sponsor us. Match Bingo. Match Bingo continuing to sponsor Premier League Dad for all of our lives going forward. They're sponsoring us for this one. You can get your bingo card for this game. If you haven't yet, go and try it. Go and download the app. You can download the Match Bingo app on your phone. Go and do it. You can click the link in my description right now, or you can scan the QR code which is on screen right now. If you scan the QR code, then you can go and download the app, you can set up your account, you can deposit £5, and it'll get you £10 free. So you'll have 15 quid. Go and buy a bingo card. You can win up to £250 on each bingo card. You can buy a bingo card for this game, and what it'll do is it'll give you, on the app, a bingo card with 15 random events, randomly generated events that could take place during this game. For example, Switzerland women to get a corner, or Iceland to get a free kick, or Switzerland to get a throw-in, or Iceland to have a shot on target, or it'll be all these different things. Anyway, and as they happen during the game, it marks it off on your bingo card. You'll see it in real time, it marks it off for you, and you get prizes for a line, prizes for 2 lines, and prizes for a full house, the same way that you do in bingo. And as I say, up to 250 quid per game that you can win, and you can win yourself a small fortune. It makes it more interesting, I think. It makes it a lot of fun. Go and check it out. Great guys over at Match Bingo continuing to sponsor us, and a massive thank you to them and you for continuing to do so. And with that said, let's get live everywhere else. Kieran, hello, how's it going? 3-star Reds, good to see you. How's it going, mate? Daz, big up, good to see you, man. Kieran, evening, 3-star Reds. LFC fan, do you normally watch 3 games a day? I mean, every month is kind of new to me, mate, because I only started the channel in January. So we only started watching a game a day, I would say, kind of in March, April time. And we stuck with that for as long as possible. The only day that I've not done a game was like when my missus went in for surgery. I had a couple of days off because I was looking after my missus. She was in hospital for surgery. And other than that, I have literally been live at least for 1 game every day. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, other than that, mate, it's been yeah, at least 1. But some days we have done 2, 3, 4. We have done 4 games in 1 day, which is hard, mate. That is tough. Doing 4 games in a day. I've done night shifts in a warehouse. 4 games in a day takes it out of you. when you're starting watching, when you're on camera for like 12 hours and you're watching game at 12, game at 3, game at 5:30, game at 8, especially if it's got extra time in one of them, like that Barcelona Real Madrid Copa del Rey final did, and we were literally live. We'd done 4 games and we went all the way through to I think midnight or just after midnight. It was tough. That I was knackered. Chimey, hey Key, which Prem team do you fear the most apart from City? I think Chelsea is stronger than people think. I mean, look, I don't want to rule Arsenal out, but I do think Chelsea are going to be better than Arsenal, you know? Yeah, I do think Chelsea are going to be better than Arsenal next year, so I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Chelsea and Arsenal. But up to this point, I would say it's, yeah, up to this point, I would say it's Chelsea, maybe. Haley Tinks 11. Shut up, Scarlett. Who's Scarlett? Who's Scarlett? What's up? What's up, Haley? Is everything all right? Right. They're doing a watch along. They're doing a watch along. What am I talking about? They're doing a minute's silence here for Diogo Jota. Impeccably observed, yet again. LFC fan, I enjoy watching you watch football. That's nice, mate. That's very nice of you to say. I enjoy the interaction just as much as the watching football. It's all good. It's nice having a bit of a back and forth with people and enjoy. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, it is good fun, isn't it? If nothing else, we all have a laugh, we all have a giggle, and it's, you know, passes the time, doesn't it? We have a chat, we have a natter, talk about life, we talk about all sorts. 3-star Reds after last season, Chimey, it will be Forest. Chimey, why aren't teams going for Gibbs White? I think it's price. I think Gibbs White's going to be in excess of 70-80 million, isn't he? And it's just so expensive. So expensive. Ben, how many in attendance? Ooh, why's that gone off all funny again? 1 sec. Honestly, the camera, I need to sort that out. There you go. How many in attendance here? I don't know. I mean, it looks full. It looks full in this one. Let's have a look. Right, we're off and underway anyway. Let's get the game going. We're off and underway. 20, there you go. Clock's all synced up. Dan says 1-1 full time in this one, you thinking? Okay. Okay. Kieran, there's a storm happening where I am. Ipswich. Storm in Suffolk. Cleared away. Ipswich. Ipswich, Iceland, I meant, not Ipswich. There's a big chance that Iceland have just crashed one off the bar inside 50 seconds, and I'm screaming Ipswich. It was a wonderful volley, that. It was a long throw into the box. Switzerland couldn't clear it, came out to the edge of the box, and a wonderful smashed volley. Pure loyalist, alright Key, still not come across that yet, but just left a message on Billy's channel. He's live in Dewsbury at the moment. Ask him to give your channel a shout out. No, mate, was it? Do you know? Because I was going to say I had a look before in between the lives. What did he actually say? Was my channel on it, or did he say something? What happened? What did he actually say? Be yourself, Dylan. Ipswich. What? I don't know. Ipswich are appearing in the women's Euros, evidently. Gabbis, how did Finland's game go? It finished Norway 2, Finland 1. Yeah, Norway 2, Finland 1. It was a good game, honestly. I thought Finland were the better team for large parts of it. Norway took the lead. Both of Norway's goals were really poor. Finland will be looking back and thinking we shouldn't really be conceding goals like that. It's a corner here to Switzerland. Whipped in, header, over the bar. Pure loyalist, it was just a short of your channel, Key. A short of my channel on Billy Moore's. I don't think he's done shorts, has he? I was going to say, I've looked. Was it definitely on YouTube or was it on TikTok? If anyone, I mean, look, if anyone sees the channel appearing in other places, I'd love to hear it, because I've already found out we're getting clipped up and put on like watch along reactions hub and things like that. Loads of cool stuff like that. So every time I think we're doing all right, and then the channel gets pushed out by other people, it's all quite cool. It was definitely YouTube. Okay, right, it was definitely YouTube, and it was a short. It wasn't a video, it was a short. Okay. And what was he doing? Was he watching the video? Was he watching us in it? Or was he talking about it? Because the only shorts that I've seen him do... Maybe it was a short... See, that was 6th of March. The last short that he posted was the 6th of March. Maybe it was a short with Billy Moore in it rather than actually Billy Moore. Rubes, hello grandma. Hey up mate, how's it going? Be yourself, Dylan. Oh, Rube, listen, Dylan, Rube says all sorts to me. It's his little thing. He's got all sorts of pet names for me. He's harmless. He's okay. But he does throw out some curveballs occasionally. Nicola, AC Milan is the second best ever viral goal getter. Any games today, mate? Yes, this is our third one, mate. Third one. So we've had... first up was Club Brugge and Rangers pre-season friendly this morning, which, funnily enough, was... our most watched stream ever. I don't know where I lost my mind in that one. Lost my mind in the middle of that statement. Yeah, Liverpool... And what was the last Liverpool game we did? I can't remember the last Liverpool game we did. But basically, this game was this morning between Rangers and Bruges was the most watched live stream we've ever done on this channel. So yeah, it was huge this morning. It was dead busy. I'm saying this morning as well. It was 2 o'clock. But earlier today, it was the most watched live stream we've done on this channel. For a pre-season friendly as well, which just shows hopefully it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Adama, evening Key, hope you're getting over our sad few days. Let's hope for some better times. Absolutely, mate. That's all you can do. Just, yeah. Head up, chin up, keep going. Jamie, Kieran, name players you are surprised are not being chased by clubs. Players I'm surprised aren't being chased by clubs. Oh, I guess we don't know, do we, which players are and aren't being chased? I mean, I honestly, I'm surprised that there's not more of a... Like, there was rumours the other day linking Arsenal with Tyler Morton. I honestly think Tyler Morton is one of the best young players we've had at Liverpool for a while. He's a wonderful centre mid, and I think there's a number of Premier League clubs should be targeting him. So yeah, Tyler Morton would be one. Be quite a few. Ethan, do you do transfer news? I mean, yeah, we talk about transfers, yeah. We talk about all sorts of transfer news on this channel. Viral goal getter, any game on now, mate? Yes, sorry, there is. It's Switzerland against Iceland now in the Women's Euros. We watched earlier Norway, Finland. Before that, we watched Rangers and Club Brugge. So this is our third game of the day. Mark, hello, mate. How are you, Kate? I'm good, mate. Good to see you. Viral goal getter Vardy. Yeah, Vardy, yeah. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Vardy as well. They're freebies, still not quite, secured by another team. Gabis, if you want or can on Tuesday, there's an RFS versus Levadia, Latvia versus Estonia Champions League qualifier. Yes, I've heard Riga and Levadia Tallinn, yeah. I am going to be doing some of the Champions League qualifiers on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. There's Europa League and Conference League qualifiers as well. Adama doing any Liverpool pre-season from Wallacey, Tyler Morton. Right. He's really good player, Tyler Morton. But yeah, in terms of doing any Liverpool pre-season games, I guess it'll depend very much on when they are. Obviously, there's a Liverpool game against AC Milan scheduled in, I think it's in Singapore or Hong Kong, and then we also play Yokohama F Marinos in Japan. So those two games, look, I'd like to be live for, because I think they'll be in mad times of the day. Twisty Mullet, after that Dean Hyson red card, who's winning out of PSG v Real Madrid? I still think Madrid will take it, mate, yeah. Still think Madrid will take it. PSG were no great shakes against Bayern. They were pretty poor, I thought. But yeah, there's Liverpool against Preston next week as well, Adamo. The problem is we don't know whether or not it's actually going to happen, obviously, for... all the rumours, all the news that we've heard in the last 24 hours is that actually Arne Slot has got the players back in on the 8th. So on Tuesday this week, the players are back in training. Which, we talked about, didn't we? We talked about whether or not... what's the strategy that Arne Slot is going to take in this... this tragedy. How is he going to deal with it? How is he going to get the players back on side and back focused on playing football again and all that? And there's no right or wrong answer, I guess, but I was kind of curious to see whether or not he would give the players more time off or just say, look, back to it, lads, straight back to it, straight back to work, no messing about. We can't switch off. Maybe get an extra day off here and there, but that, we're straight back to work. Pre-season was due to start on the 7th. You're back in on the 8th. I'll give you an extra day off to sort of process things and recover, because we've just been to Jota's funeral yesterday on the Saturday, so I'll give you an extra day off. It was meant to be on the Monday the 7th. Now it's going to be on Tuesday the 8th. So that is the news that's kind of coming out of Liverpool at the minute, is that the players are going to be back in and back training in a couple of days' time, preparing for the start of the new season. That's going to be an awful time for the club, for the players. And Liverpool play Preston on the 13th. Next Sunday, 1 week today. 1 week today, Liverpool are scheduled to play Preston. But as of right now, as of this moment, Liverpool's ticket sales in the Preston games is suspended. You can't buy tickets for it, so it might yet be getting called off. Pure Loyalist, how's things with the Mrs. Key? Hope all's back to normality. Oh, she's fine now, yeah. She's fine. She's all healed. You can barely tell she even had an operation, to be honest. She's great. She still has a little, couple of twinges here and there, but it was keyhole surgery, so it's, it's not massive or anything, no massive scars, and the recovery's pretty quick. So, yeah, she's fine. Thank you for asking, though, mate. That's really kind of you to ask. Ronnie, with Arsenal getting Gyökeres, they're still finishing third. They'll find a way to bottle it. I honestly think Arsenal might even finish fourth, with Gyökeres. Mark, I actually think Arne is the perfect man for this situation. His attitude is very warm. I'd agree with that, yeah. I am Kroot, given he's only been there one season. I've been so impressed with how Arne has dealt with it. I'm now holding no expectations for next season. It wouldn't surprise me if we have a poor start. I think it'll be the opposite, mate, to be honest. And expectations-wise, as awful as it is, what's happened, and life is certainly bigger than football, I think the reality is that there will still be expectations on Liverpool. There will still be expectations on Arne Slot and the team to deliver, because at the end of the day, if they don't deliver, let's say, for example, they have an horrendous season off the back of this and they don't qualify for the Champions League, the consequence of that is that all those players miss out on big bonuses. They won't want that. Their families miss out on revenue. Their business. Each player is effectively a business. So if they miss out on revenue, that's maybe people's jobs on the line. Same at the club level. If the club aren't bringing in massive revenues, they can't hire and employ the same number of people. Honestly, you'd be surprised how many redundancies and things happen around football clubs after a prolonged period of drop in revenues. It's happened at Man United. You can see it. So, unfortunately, it's one of them things that if Liverpool go into the season flat, there are consequences for it. It's there's people's jobs, people's livelihoods on the line. So you can't really take it so lightly. They do have to get back to it and be professional and be focused. And that might be the best thing, honestly. That might be the best thing for them. Sometimes that is the best thing when you're in that moment of grief. It's helpful to kind of have something to focus on. Giles, Leeds are back. Be yourself, Dylan. Birmingham City team looks insane. They're coming up next season. Do you think so, Dylan? Birmingham coming up next year? I don't know, I can't see it. Kyogo's a good signing for him, mind. Mark, do you think Elanga to Newcastle may initiate Newcastle to sell Isak for FFP? Yeah. I mean, mate, look, I think it's obvious that the most likely destination for Isak is probably Liverpool. That was the case before, what happened in the last few days. That was the case before all that. I still think that is the case. I don't think that changes anything. And when that time comes, I'm sure there will be movement, and it was always going to be a long burn sort of thing. So we'll see. I am Crute. I don't necessarily mean that bad a poor season, but a poor month or two, meaning we finished 3rd or 4th. To be fair, when I've been off work, I focus on it a lot more, but when I'm at work, I forget it's happened. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. And that is one of the things. It's usually better. See, I've if I'm really honest, I've been quite lucky. I've only really had maybe 2 or 3 people quite close to me pass away in my life. And I've still got my mum, I've still got my dad. I've had no real, huge, like not in this sort of realm. So I can't say I've experienced the sort of grief that would absolutely like shatter my world in the way that it would for the others. Certainly for Jota's family, it's appalling, it's awful. So. Yeah, but I have had grief, same as you have, mate, and it's just one of them things. You've just got to kind of crack on with it, and that sometimes is the best thing to keep your mind off it. Be yourself, Dylan. Damari Gray signed also. Yes, Damari Gray though. I mean, he's ex-Birmingham, isn't he? He's a Birmingham lad, or he played for Birmingham for a long time, so it might not be the worst thing him going to Birmingham, but I think his career was stalling in Saudi, and he wasn't flying at Everton, to be honest. Guten Tag, Emiliano. How's it going? Good to see you. Twisty Mullet, I still can't get over Nico Williams. He played Barca just to get a new contract and higher wages. Barca only found out on Twitter. Can't find myself forgiving him for a while. Do you think he did it just to get higher wages? I'm not sure that's the case. I think it's entirely possible, mate, that he decided that he just, he came close to leaving and then decided not to. I don't think it was like a plan from the start. I mean, maybe it was like that, but again, let's say it was that. It wouldn't be the first time that Barcelona have done something very similar themselves, is it? Barcelona have acted pretty appallingly to try and get players to, lie to their clubs to come to Barca and look, Philip Coutinho did it at Liverpool. Barcelona wanted Philip Coutinho. What did Barca advise Coutinho to do? Say you've got a back injury. Back injuries you can't diagnose, really. Can't diagnose. If you say you've got a back injury, everyone at a football club knows what a back injury really means. It means I'm not up for it. Got a bit of a back strain. You need like a full MRI to diagnose a back issue. So if you say you've got a back strain and you can't train, you can't really, or you can train but you can't play. You've got a bit of back trouble. Basically, it's as good as telling the club that I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And Barcelona advised Coutinho to do that, so it's a game. It's how it is, isn't it? Ostermore got someone from Wolves as well, didn't they? Yeah, I think it was Tommy Doyle they got from Wolves. Giles, do you think Leeds will avoid relegation? At this point, Giles, I would say no. I think Leeds are going to go down at this point. Nemesha's not a bad signing. Bijol's not a bad signing. Bornau, yeah, maybe. I think you're dying for a goalkeeper. You desperately need a goalkeeper. You desperately need a centre forward. And yeah, I'm not sure that Leeds are quite Premier League. It's more Danny Farke, you know. Danny Farke, I'm just not content with him being a Premier League manager. I think he's probably going to take him down, you know. Emiliano, I really like it to see how you grow today. You had over 70 viewers on YouTube. That is really good. 70? Mate, on the Club Bruges game this morning, there was over 500. At any one point, like concurrent viewers, there was well over 500. So it was, it was really good to see. And to be honest, if you look at all of my lives, all of my like top 20 lives, they've all been in the last few weeks. So it's definitely getting like there's a noticeable, you know, climb. It's definitely getting bigger. It's just whether or not it continues on that pathway. Maybe it'll flatline at some point, but you know, at the moment it's the consistency. YouTube is rewarding the consistency, and it's pushing more people towards us. So yeah, more and more people came. Over 500 before. Ben, couldn't believe the viewers on here earlier. Never seen more than 75 on YouTube. To see over 500 was class, mate. Again, yeah, I mean, at the same time as well, we had over 500 on YouTube, and we had, I think it was 1.2k on TikTok. Didn't even look at X and Twitch and all the other places. But yeah, there was a good, maybe a couple of thousand watching us at any one point before. It was mad. Chimey, and to be honest, I will say this. I couldn't keep up with the chat. As soon as I think once it gets past like 200-300, I'm done. Like I can't. There's no like at the minute I can read every message pretty much. I can read every message, but I just want to say to everyone now, if we ever get to a point where we're doing regular like 100 plus, 150 plus concurrent viewers, it gets so quick you just can't keep up with it. It's beyond impossible. So yeah, so at that point I'll just try absolute best to keep up with it. 3-star Reds, both Burnley and Leeds to get relegated, and I reckon final place between Sunderland and Brentford, with Brentford losing out. That's not a bad shout. Sunderland just look like they're really... Have you seen Sunderland are on about going after Gonzalo Garcia? Apparently they've put a £30 million bid in for Gonzalo Garcia at Real Madrid. The young centre-forward who's got 4 goals in 5 games at the FIFA Club World Cup. £30 million with a £40 million buyout return option, so they can go and get him back in a year or two if they want him, and a 25% sell-on clause. That's mad. That is really, really good. If Sunderland can somehow pull that move off, that's brilliant. Emiliano, next year we'll see you with Ronaldo talking about football. Ronaldo? That's has-been. We'll have Lamine Yamal on this channel. We don't have an absolute has-been like Ronaldo on Premier League Dad. You must be joking me. Ben, I know you couldn't put 3 messages in the chat and didn't get 1 response. Felt like an abandoned child. I'm sorry, mate. Honestly, it was flying. I'd literally like look away for 2 seconds. TikTok before just got abandoned. They did. I apologise, TikTok. Earlier today, TikTok got fully abandoned. I was prioritising YouTube chat for this one live because it was just so busy. Kieran, get your comments in now because when the channel gets bigger... No, don't be silly. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. Oh dear, we've got some sad people. Some very, very sad people in the chat. I am Crute. I really feel for Michael Edwards because one day, as callous as it sounds, he's going to have to think of a replacement. Mate, I promise you, Michael Edwards will already be there. Michael Edwards will already be there. That's what he's paid to do. He's paid to be that pragmatist, to be that practical, and you have to be that. You have to be an operator in football at that level. You have to be the person that is just so cold, I guess, and ruthless, and doesn't think with emotion, and does think with numbers and facts and practicality, and that is it. He'll have to be the person in the room that says, like, look, the reality is this, and they'll talk about it, and I'm sure the club will have plans in place already. Ben, all three of my comments were over here and still no joy. Guess I know how loved I am. Cheers, man. Emiliano, who would be a good and realistic transfer for Bayern? Honestly, probably Eze. Eze, I think they could get him. 3-star Red, someone mentioned Jamie Vardy earlier. Now, if he could be talked out of retirement, he could make a good signing for any of the 3 promoted teams. He's not retired, 3-star Reds. He's not retired. No, he finished at Leicester, but he says he still has something to offer the Premier League. That is the statement that Jamie Vardy made. He plans to stay in the Premier League, or plans to stay at the top level. There were rumours linking him to Rangers. There's rumours linking him to a number of Premier League clubs. I agree with you fully. I think Rangers and anyone who gets Jamie Vardy, I think, would be very, very fortunate. Top player still, even at 39. Ben, I've been left out in the cold without a cardboard mattress. Yeah, and think yourself lucky as well. Sunderland and Ipswich are playing here, apparently. Because I keep looking and seeing I, and then I see SU. Honestly, the acronyms are killing me here. Sunderland and Ipswich, I've called them twice now. Ostermorg, he was already on high wages. Don't know why he would need more. Who? Tommy Doyle? I don't know. I am Kroot. If you're on 200k a year, would you say no to a 300k a year job? Yeah. On it, mate. I promise you, if you're on 200k a year, what you can buy with 300k a year, you can buy with 200k a year. It really isn't a difference maker. It's not a difference maker at all. Or like an extra, maybe after tax, you're looking at maybe an extra 150, 200k a month, which I know sounds absolutely massive, but the reality is it's probably not that big for if you're already bringing in 180, 200k a month after tax, or whatever it might be. It's really not that big. You're not going to get anywhere close to that. Harry Wright, Zubimendi rejecting Liverpool. He didn't reject Liverpool, mate. He wasn't in for Liverpool. Weren't in for him. Liverpool weren't in for him. He rejected us last season. He didn't reject us this season. He rejected us last season. He rejected City the season before, and now he's coming to Arsenal. If Liverpool wanted Zubimendi this summer, I mean, we wouldn't, because we've already got Gravenberch and McAllister, and Zubimendi wouldn't get in at Liverpool. Gabis, Salernitana relegated to Serie C. Yeah, I saw that as well, yeah. Giles will be tough, agree. Keeper and centre forward needed, and Farker doesn't give me full confidence. Exactly, so you go, Giles. We're on the same page, mate. Yeah, we're on the same page. Right, there you go. You can get banned. Matt, what 3 do you think will get relegated from the Championship? Relegated from the Championship, as in going back down to League 1. What do I think? Someone asked me earlier about Portsmouth, and Massinio is a very good manager, but I do worry a little bit about Portsmouth. I think they could be dragged into it again. Stoke didn't finish the season all that well. Yeah, they weren't brilliant. So I would imagine possibly that. Hull for sure. Hull for sure. That's going to be a difficult one for Hull to try and stay up. They were really, really poor last year. Stayed up by the skin of the teeth on the final day. I mean, probably the same teams that were down there last year. Hull, Preston, Portsmouth just gave me I've just got a funny feeling about Portsmouth. I think Birmingham and Wrexham coming up, they'll be okay. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. But as it stands, I think they might end up. They might end up getting dragged into it. Charlton as well. I think Charlton probably go back down. I don't want to say it, but I think Charlton probably do go back down. So, yeah. That would be my shout. Maybe Charlton, if I had... Oh, what a finish that is! Switzerland 1-0. Switzerland 1-0. What a goal. Or is it an own goal? Switzerland are 1-0 up. It might be an own goal, this. Might be an own goal. It was a corner, floated to the edge of the box, headed back in. And I think this might be an OG. I think it might be an OG, you know. Let's watch. Headed back in. Oh, yeah. She's had an absolute shocker there, to be honest. It's, yeah, it's an own goal. It's a bad own goal as well. It's headed back on target. And the captain as well. The captain with a flick on. And she kind of flicks. It's a VAR check here. I'm not sure why. The ref's actually gone and had a look at it, so it could get ruled out, this. What's the VAR check for? What's the check for? Let's have a see. What's the check for? Oh, blocking. Blocking! Oh, there you go. Foul. No goal. It's ruled out. Switzerland 0, Iceland 0. It's back on level terms. I tell you what, that's a brave decision from the referee. It's a very brave decision, that, you know. Sunderland, I feel Vardy to Sunderland. We can challenge for top 15. Honestly, mate, you just need to set your targets. If you get 17th, you've had a great season. 17th is the best any of those promoted teams can hope for, and 17th is probably the, I think at least one will hit 17th anyway. Kieran Baines, it's like when Farker was at Norwich in the Prem. Charmy, my prediction is Vardy to United on 350k a week. I can see United signing him. When does the pain end? Emiliano Vardy to Bochum. Pure Lawless, Vardy will be at Ibrox very soon. Switzerland coming forward here again. It's going to be a corner. Starting to pick up pace here a little bit. 3-star Red, still expecting Liverpool to put in a bid for Murillo before the transfer window closes. I think that very, very much depends almost entirely on whether or not Canate leaves. Canate leaves, maybe. 3-star Reds, I'm not bitter, but if Derby dropped into League One and Forest won the Conference League, that'd be one hell of a season. Well, Iceland have got a player down here. They've got a player down. Kingsloth did the latest Spurs transfer business. Oh, it's none, never mind. Listen, Spurs are about to sign Kudus. It's on. It is on. Nick A13, who's winning in the always ready versus strongest derby? I would go strongest, for sure. ZQXV, how many signings have Chelsea made this season? Up to this point, I think it's about 5, isn't it? I think it's 5. I'll tell you. Although it might be 6 because of Kee and Best. They've just brought Kee and Best in as well. So, currently, transfers, I'll tell you. Transfers in. Oh, Christ, no, it's nowhere. I mean, Estevao, although they got him last year. So, that maybe don't count that one. Asugo, although they got him in January. so maybe don't count that one. Kendry Paez, again, they got him in January or last year, so don't count that one. But if we just talk about definitely this year, Gittins, Pedro, Delap, just 3 then. Oh, and Kee and Best, 4. Kee and Best, because Mamadou Sarr came from Strasbourg. That was sorted last year, and Mike Penders as well. They've got Mike Penders coming from Genk. He was at Genk. Played 21 games for Genk. He's 6'7", 19 years of age. At 18 years of age, he was the third youngest goalkeeper to debut in the history of the Belgian league. He's coming into the Premier League soon. Right, change for Iceland here. Yeah, Quenda they've signed, but he's still out on loan. He's on loan at Sporting for another year, so they're not getting Quenda yet. Quenda stays out on loan. Oh, she looks heartbroken there, the Iceland player going off the pitch. That's a shame. 3-star Reds, there is going to be a shed load of added time in this one. Yep, looks like it. Reece, 6'7", monster. He's going to be a monster. Soon, when you said that, all I thought of was Kane. Oh my God. He's an inhuman monster. That was a shocking JR impression, I apologise. Should do better. My impressions are not very good. Right, free kick to Iceland here now. Opportunity to knock it long. Oh, there's a claim for a penalty from Iceland. Not getting that. Switzerland keeper comes out and claims it very, very well. Better than your Trump one. Yeah, Trump impression's bad. Ostermorg, where do you think Elliott goes? Rumours he's going to Fulham. But something tells me, honestly, I think he might be involved in the Newcastle deal. I think the Newcastle deal maybe with Isaac. I think there's a potential he's involved in that. Because he's such a talented player, Harvey Elliott, and I think he is a Champions League team. He's not, if he is going to somewhere, I would expect him to go to a European team, at the very least. Villa. But Villa are trying to get rid of players like Harvey Elliott. Like, I think it's mad that they're trying to move on Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey is a mad decision. I can't believe they're moving him on. Don't start that again. Honestly, I do. I think there's a good chance. Do you think Bayern could be in for him? No. He plays on the same side as Elise. He's on the same side as Elise. He's basically the same sort of player. So no, I don't think Bayern get him. He's not really a Bayern style player. Bayern need a little bit more pace on the counter. Jaime, Neto and Kunku, Quenda front three sounds scary. Well, Quenda they won't have for another 12 months. Quenda stays at Sporting Lisbon until 2026. So they're not going to have Quenda. And Kunku, again, if rumours are to be believed, Manchester United are interested in. Apparently Kunku to Man United and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are the rumours doing the rounds today. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin to go into United would be... Oh, that'd be incredible. I would laugh my head off. 3-star Reds. Yes, pure loyalists need Switzerland to be winning at half-time to keep my bet going. You're a brave man. Switzerland aren't winning this at half-time. Where's Tolga? He's always good for a few goals. What's he predicted today? Let's have a look and see if he's put a prediction on. The old It's Theatre. I could do with a... Mystic Meg. We'll have to start calling him. What's his... Mystic Tolga. What's he predicted for this one? Has he put a prediction on? Don't think he has, No, he's not. No prediction. Must be on a long smoking break. Alex, LFC back on Tuesday. Yeah. That's the key thing, I think. Liverpool going back into to training on Tuesday. That does just seem to me, at least, that Liverpool are getting back to it, and maybe the Preston friendly will still happen. Chimey, I'll have Nkunku in a heartbeat. Chelsea top scorer last season. Was he actually? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I don't say that. Don't say that. Don't believe that for one moment. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. Cole, he was second top scorer though. I think you were near enough right anyway. Cole Palmer was top, and Nkunku second, Nicholas Jackson third. But the problem with Nkunku is, mate, he got 7 of the 15 goals that he scored for Chelsea. 7 of them were in the Conference League, playing against teams like FC from Slovenia. You know, like, you got to bear that in mind a little bit. Right, give me a sec. I'm just dipping the loo 1 sec while there's a break in play. I've not missed anything, have I? No, still 0-0. Hey! Still 0-0. Turn the mic off when you go to the loo as farts may be offensive. Hey, there might be a market for that. I doubt it, like, but there might be a market for it. If I get desperate, if I'm still not making money. Akib Money 2-1 to the Swiss, we're saying. Don't think there's going to be that many, you know. I don't think there's going to be that many goals in this one. 3-star Reds, the better the fart is a true sign of an excellent meal. Pure loyalist. Oh, I don't know. Alex Macklin, Birmingham City, buying some players. Oh, yes, they absolutely are. Absolutely. Oh wait, sorry, excuse me. Put that up there by mistake. Oh crikey, that's not a good sign. I've just had a message from the missus. Little girl's not feeling so hot. Honestly, everyone seems to be poorly lately. Everybody seems to be poorly lately. Is everyone else getting that? Bryn, who usually comes into our lives, he had COVID the other day. Don't know if COVID's going back around again, but yeah. My missus has just messaged me and said that my little girl's just threw up all over the place. She's not good. Bastard. Dodo 1905, what do you think about Galatasaray, and do you think best player is Victor Osimhen? Galatasaray, I like Turkish football. I like watching Turkish football. I haven't really got a preference on a Turkish club, but yeah, I have I follow Turkish football quite well, or quite a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how Galatasaray do up against Fener next season. And whether or not Victor Osimhen stays. Do you think Victor Osimhen stays? John Duran at Fenerbahce, I think he'll do a wonderful job. I think he'll be top scorer in the Turkish league next season for me. Chimey, I missed the article. He was Chelsea's top scorer in the Conference League. They can keep him. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he got 3 in the league, mate. Like, it wasn't out great, but he got 7 in the Conference League. Pure Lawless, there might be a market for that. No way. Yeah, well, like I say, if needs must, maybe. Pure Lawless, hope your daughter's fine, Key. Not a nice thing being sick for unknown reasons. It's more, mate, I feel awful leaving her kind of with her mum, cleaning all that up and, having to look after her when she's poorly. I always want to but to be honest, she's saying it's fine. She's fine now, but I don't want to kind of leave her in the lurch. In an ideal world, I probably wouldn't be sitting here watching football. I'd be there and kind of giving her a cuddle while my missus is changing her bed sheets and kind of getting everything, cleaned up and stuff, and getting her back settled down, and teamwork, innit? It's the worst thing in the world when you've got a little kid who's poorly. It's awful. So yeah, she's saying it's fine. Just keep going. Kieran Jens Kayuste from Ipswich has gone to Besiktas. Kayuste from Ipswich. I mean, again, Besiktas, they've kind of fallen, haven't they, in the Turkish league? They're not quite as good. Dodo, we're going to buy him permanently, I heard, and we got Sané as well, and Icardi. It's enough. I mean, Icardi's not a top player anymore. Sané's shocking. Sané's absolutely awful. Yeah, he's absolutely awful. Ostamog trying to get Çalhanoğlu, aren't they? Yeah, they bid 14 million for Çalhanoğlu, which was a kind of a weird bid, given that Inter have asked for about double that. But yeah, Icardi's not a top centre forward anymore. He's not certainly he's not John Duran anyway. Yeah, I mean, he's 32, is he now, Icardi? 32, 33, something like that. I mean, he's still scoring decent numbers in Turkey, so he'll do all right, but I don't think he's going to do anywhere near what John Duran is. Come on, you Wolves, Phil the Creator. Thank you for the follow, mate. Really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you to follow and subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Pure Lawless, it's worse when they're too young to understand or tell you, but hopefully she'll be fine, mate. Yeah, she's a trooper. She's a trooper. She's very independent, but yeah, she's just had a bit of a cough the last few days, and oh my god, that was nearly an absolute rocket. That was nearly an absolute screamer. She's had a cough for the last few days, and I think it's just one of them where it's just kind of sat on her chest, and then she's gone home and fell asleep, and it's all come up. Not great. But yeah, hopefully she'll be fine. Ostermorg, looks like there'll be a couple of changes at Inter. Sommer linked away as well. They need to. Inter needs a full revamp now. Inter needs a full revamp. Ostermorg, they want the Atalanta keeper or Donnarumma if Sommer goes. They're not going to get Donnarumma, surely. Donnarumma's... I'd be amazed if Donnarumma went back to Inter. Well, went back to Milan. I know he's obviously came from AC, but be amazed if he went to Inter. Chami, Lautaro let me down. Again, he's another one I don't rate, particularly, to be honest, Lautaro Martinez. BCFC, do you know much about Fujimoto, lad? Not anywhere near as much as I should. Why? Go on. What should we know about Fujimoto? Oh, hang on a minute. I do know the player you're talking about. I've signed him on FIFA. I've signed him on FIFA many moons ago from Gil Vicente in the Primera Liga. But I've never seen him. I don't know him. Yeah, he's never played for the Japanese national side, which I think tells you all you need to know. He's 26. He's never played in the Japanese national side, so take with a pinch of salt. But he was rated very, very highly when he went to Gil Vicente. He spent 5 years there. And I'll be honest, if you're a good midfielder in Portugal, you get snapped up quite quickly. So, yeah, for me, I don't think he's a particularly excellent... He's not. Put it this way, I don't think he's a Premier League player, but he could be a half-decent Championship player. Maybe backup. How much have you paid for him? Oh, following the expiry of his contract. Right, okay, well, that's not bad at all then. You've signed him for free. Yeah, you've signed him for free. That's not bad at all. Right, so it's half-time here in Switzerland. It's Switzerland 0, Iceland 0. I mean, it's been a bit of a labour of love, this tournament now. Getting a bit... It's doing me head in. Get some goals. 3-star Reds, think you're right, pure loyalist. Still got another run in though. Yeah, I was going to say, listen, just honestly, I'd stay clear of the women's Euros because it's just so unpredictable. So unpredictable. I'll keep to buzzing over Kyogo then. Come on, you Wolves. Victor Gyökeres is overrated considering most never watched him play, but still say he's world class. I agree. Most people have kind of seen Victor Gyökeres in the Champions League and assume that that's the sort of player that they're going to get. Bearing in mind that City, when Victor Gyökeres played against City and scored, they had a back line of Rico Lewis, Simpson, Pusey. It wasn't the same sort of City defence that we normally see. They were all over the place. And if I'm really honest, I think Gyökeres, I just can't see him being a top player in the Premier League. I think he's a disaster if Arsenal sign him for a £70+ million fee. I don't think it ends up being a successful signing, put it that way. I think he ends up maybe being a bit like Havertz. Dwayne, hey bro, I don't want Victor to go to Arsenal. Who do you support, Dwayne? I can't remember who we spoke about this. Who do you support? Cheers for sharing the live. Thank you very much. Have you seen how many goals Victor has got at Sporting from Cov? Mate, he got a lot of goals at Sporting Lisbon, but you've got to remember that beyond Porto, Benfica and Sporting Lisbon, it's literally League 2 team level. Like, they're shocking. Beyond those three teams, it's absolutely shocking. He scored a hat-trick against City, and the defence included, like, Rico Lewis and Simpson Pusey. You know, and that scoring a hat-trick against City is not enough to invest 70 million quid in. If you look at him, look at his international record. His international record, I think he's got 15 goals in 26 games for Sweden. Which, off the back of it, look, that looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? 15 goals in 26 games. And then you look at who he's actually got the goals for. No, it's great. The record is great. Look at the goals he's got him against. He got 7 against Azerbaijan. He got 3 or 4 against Estonia. Like, Iceland, I think he got 2 against Iceland. He's got 2 out of the 15, 16 against what we would consider to be top sides, and one of them was in a friendly. He got 1 in a friendly against Portugal, and then he got 1 against Belgium in a World Cup qualifier. That's it. He scores goals. That's what top clubs need. He scores goals in Portugal. He didn't score goals in the Championship, mate. Championship, he was shite. I mean, not shite. Shite's probably excessive, but he wasn't great. He wasn't fantastic. Watch him prove you wrong. Maybe, listen, if he does prove me wrong, I'll hold my hands up, Dwayne. I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, no problem. I thought he was going to United, and I kind of hoped he was going to United. The reason I think every club in Europe has needed a centre-forward, and every single one has looked at Victor Gyökeres and gone, nah, we'll pass. We'll pass. We're all right. You keep him. It's fine. Every other club in Europe has passed on him. And now we're getting into July, and now Arsenal are looking at getting a deal done. It's a panic signing. Culture, there you go. The culture. Bang on. Absolutely agree. Panic signing. Panic signing. Dwayne, he wasn't bad in the Championship. My dad will argue with you all day on this because he was Cov's best. Yeah, he was Cov's best. That's not a standard. Cov's shite. Coventry is shite. With the best respect in the world, mate, they were shite. So therefore, if Gyökeres was the best, that doesn't mean anything. He got 21 in the Championship. 21 goals in the Championship. Last season, Adam Armstrong got 21 in the Championship. Season before, Sammy Smodics got 28 in the Championship for Blackburn. Sammy Smodics and Adam Armstrong are getting them sorts of numbers, and Gyökeres was 24. I know, in a crap Cov team, exactly. Well, look at Sammy Smodics did it for Blackburn. Sammy Smodics did it for Blackburn. It's exactly the same thing. Ostermorg, Dibbling was Southampton's best player. Wouldn't touch him for 70 mil. There you go. Say no more. Say no more. Pure loyalist. VAR is destroying football. 3-star Reds. Another thing as well of VAR I do not like is Levi Colwill, especially in last season's games. Only joking, Forest should have secured Champions League before Chelsea game. Yeah, that made, to be honest, the Forest game against Chelsea at the end of the season was all a bit mad, wasn't it? Dwayne, 70 mil is high, but based off the stats, he's worth that. It's all about stats. It's all about stats. Yeah, it's all about stats if you've never watched football or you've never understood football, really. Stats are for FIFA noobs, aren't they? Stats are for FIFA noobs. Jeremy, that and there's 46 matches in the Championship. Exactly. 21 in 46 ain't great, innit? Chicken Music, score prediction for this one, I would say, based off what we've seen so far, I'd probably give it to Switzerland. I'd say maybe 1-0 Switzerland. Can't see there being too many in this one, though. Onye, it's not about stats. Watch him, goals in the league. The amount of space he gets is ridiculous. Exactly. The amount of space he gets is ridiculous. He's up against centre-backs. Like Jose Fonte. I keep using him as the example, but Jose Fonte is 41, playing regularly in the Premier Liga for Casapia. And that's who Gyökeres is up against. Be yourself, Dylan. People say my gran could have scored that. The culture. Nunes took Portugal apart, and physically he is unreal compared to him, and Nunes has done nothing in the Prem. I mean, listen, I like Darwin Nunes, but I think Darwin Nunes is better than Victor Gyökeres. I wouldn't swap Nunes for Gyökeres. Honestly, I'd rather keep Nunes at the club, but I don't think we will, sadly. I think he moves on. Dwayne, if he proves you wrong, then what? If he proves me wrong, Dwayne, then he's proved me wrong. I'll hold my hands up. I'll say I got it completely wrong. I've no problem. I've been wrong before. Not many times, mine, but I've been wrong. I've been wrong before, occasionally. Ish. I thought I was wrong once, but it turned out I was right. Chicken Music, Pure Loyalist, I wish, man. Score prediction, Key, do you think they'll be over 2.5? Oh, over 2.5? No, I think 1-0, mate. I think 1-0. I have to get over 2.5 goals. Oh, mate, no, I'd stay away from that. I'd cash out if you can. There's no way there's going to be 3 in this one. I'll hang my hat on that one. I'll hang my hat on that one now. There ain't going to be 3 goals in this game. No chance. Ostermorg, he'll be useless against 50% of the league. He'll play a low block against Arsenal. Maybe he needs to come to United with Amorim. Christ, that's even worse. Onye, Arsenal should have gone for Sesko. Even if he gets 10 to 15 goals, at least he'd have time to develop. That's true. Culture, Nunes would be such a good fit for Arsenal, I think, too. See, now that's the thing. That's the real worry I've got. I think if Darwin Nunes went to another Premier League club, he would be insane. He would be unbelievable. I actually think, in a weird way, if Liverpool was to do a straight swap, even though I know Newcastle wouldn't, a straight swap for Isak for Nunes, I actually think Newcastle could ultimately get the better end of the bargain in that one. I'm not even kidding. He's a wonderful player, Darwin Nunes. He just needs the right environment to thrive, and he needs a manager that will put his arm around him and play him regularly and say, you're my number 9. And I think he could get that at somewhere like Newcastle or Arsenal. He's a top player. Top player. Be yourself, Dylan. Napoli, Real Madrid, Barca, Liverpool teams think we'll be chasing the Champions League trophy. All of those, mate, yeah. I think Liverpool, all of those, to be honest. Andreas, 22. Hi, bro. What's your top 5 Ballon d'Or? Salah, up here. And then all the way down, probably someone like maybe Yamal. Maybe Mbappe. Then Dembele and Rafinha. But Salah, it's not even close. Liverpool bias. Why is it Liverpool bias? It's not Liverpool bias. He's just had the best Premier League season of all time. And he's been doing it for 10 years. The guy's more consistent than any of them. You can't put anyone above Mo. You can't put anyone above Mo Salah. Anyone. We had the league wrapped up by December. He's had the best Premier League season of all time. He's one of the greatest African players of all time. Maybe the greatest African player of all time. Sensational. You've got to give it to him. Dwayne, Salah should have it, but hear me out, he didn't win a Champions League. Winning the Champions League doesn't always mean that, though. I mean, there's plenty of who've won it without winning the Champions League. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it has to be that he's won the Champions League to get the Ballon d'Or. And if it was, listen, if it's about winning a Ballon d'Or, if it's about winning a Champions League, then Dembele can't get it. Who are you going to give it to? You're going to give it to Dembele? You're going to give it to Dembele because they've won a Champions League? And yet Mason Greenwood got 1 goal less than him last season. Come on. Onye, Gyökeres is goals now. If he doesn't work, his career is finished and he will be labelled as a flop. Chimey, Mitrovic also lit up the Championship and failed in the Prem. I wouldn't have said he failed in the Prem, but he also wasn't anywhere near as good. Obviously, there was quite a tail off, wasn't there? TM25, I fractured my tibia and I've just come out of my boots. Oh, mate, I hope you're getting better. How did you fracture your tibia? What did you do? The culture, Dembele was shocking till January. I just don't think you can give a Ballon d'Or to a player who has literally got 1 more goal contribution, Mason Greenwood. Dwayne Greenwood has always been a world-class player. I'm not sure I'd agree with that, culture, I think Rafinha's a good shout, which is horrible luck for football. The thing is with Rafinha, he's done it one season, and like, it wouldn't be all that surprising if next season Rafinha ends up doing like 5 goals. Do you know what I mean? Like, I honestly, I think if Rafinha just went back to being kind of like an average to good player, not like world-class elite, it wouldn't be that surprising, would it? It wouldn't be all that surprising if Rafinha went back to normal. He's had an amazing, unbelievable elite season, but actually he might end up just going back to normal. Salah has been Mr. Consistent for years and years and years and years and years. Has to get it. Has to. Kee, are you watching the women's game right now? Yes, I am. Yes, I'm watching the women's game. I'm watching Switzerland against Iceland. Anye, recency bias is going to take a huge toll on decision making. That's why I think Dembele will win it. Lewis Phillips, I reckon Gyökeres gets 13 goals in the Prem. So yeah, that's probably about where I'm at as well. Yeah, thereabouts. Anye, Rafinha's so overrated. The Ballon d'Or is going to be such a joke if he wins it. The culture, I'm not a big fan of Salah, but can't argue with his output. I think the fact that an African player hasn't won it in so long as well probably works in Salah's favour from like a PR perspective. You know, there was an argument that Samuel Eto'o should have won it when Inter won a treble. Inter won a treble in, was it 2009? Samuel Eto'o was the top scorer. He was flying and he didn't win it then. And you know, there's maybe an argument that because it's been like, what is it, nearly 30 years or so since an African won it, George Weah in 95, 96, I think there's a good chance that Salah wins it just to kind of dispel that almost as well. But I'm not saying that's the reason he would win it, just it would go in his favour. I think Salah should win it anyway. I think of the people that we have got to choose from, Salah is the best. Key thoughts on Roberto? Yeah, great player. Great player back in the day. Wonderful player. Onyé, Nunes will shine at Atleti, him and Julian Alvarez. I remember Nunes brace against Brentford. Nunes at Atleti would be a wonderful signing. Thoughts on Roberto or Yapstam? Yapstam was great too, yeah. Yapstam was fantastic. Probably one of the best centre-backs of all time. Pure loyalist. This game seems that exciting it could be a minus result. Adama, playing my football manager game, just signed Andre Silva for Liverpool in honour and memory of the brothers. It's a nice touch. It's what he would have wanted, in the nicest possible way. But yeah, no, it's nice to see. There's a lot of tributes. This is the thing I would say with the whole Jota thing. There's been some lovely tributes to him, and there's also been some. Not saying this falls into that bracket, by the way, Adama. You know me. We're bros, dude. It's cool. But there's also been some excessively creepy sort of things as well. If you've looked online, there's been some mad tributes, which honestly, it's nice. It's better that way than people being awful. Cause there's been some trolls. There's been some awful stuff. I suppose it'd be better to have people being overly nice and maybe a bit creepy than nasty about it. But there's definitely been some that's a little bit odd. Especially the AI ones. Especially if you see the AI stuff that people have done. Dwayne, George Weah won it in 94, if not mistaken. You might be right. No, 94. No, it was 95, sorry. It was 95. You're wrong, Dwayne. There was a tribute at Godiva Festival yesterday. Really? Onyé, if Nunes goes to a team like Napoli where the team is built around him, he'll shine. Conte is good at it. That's true, yeah. Completely agree. There were rumours that Yapstam's mother fed him concrete when he was a child. Yeah, Martin Skirtle used to eat nails for breakfast. That was another rumour doing the rounds. 3-star Reds, 15 million for Chris Wood. I went berserk with the fee when we paid that for him last season. He proved me wrong. 20 goals last season in European football. Best 15 million ever. Thoughts on Reinders at the Club World Cup? I mean, he was alright, wasn't he? Yeah, he was alright. It'd be interesting to see how he does once City are kind of playing regularly in the Premier League at a top level. You know, I like Reinders. He was great in Serie A. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. How that partnership with Rodri kind of evolves. I don't think Nico Gonzalez is a starter for City. I think City are still looking for a goalkeeper and a right back, aren't they? Obviously, rumours linking him with Diogo Costa and Tino Livramento up at Newcastle as well. Bobby LFC, sad couple of days, but how you doing, mate? Mate, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. It's Iceland have just smashed the free kick off the crossbar there. That was a wonderful effort from distance. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm good. I'm good. It's a horrible couple of days. Still kind of it still doesn't kind of feel real, does it? When you really think, I can't believe that happened. So still kind of processing it, but ultimately, you know, life goes on. Again, it's the cold and emotionless way to look at it, but it really is the way that it has to be to kind of to get on with life. Yeah, it's sad, but it is the only way you really have to deal with it. Onye, why the hell did City pay 60 million for Gonzalez? Surely that's a panic buy. Well, I think it was at the time. I don't think he ends up being a terrific signing for him. There's been some question marks raised already. Switzerland into the side netting. Dwayne, I don't think Messi should have as many Ballon d'Ors as he does. That's probably fair. There's quite a few people. Certainly, I think Virgil van Dijk should have had that one. I can't understand how Virgil van Dijk never had that one when he finished second. Onye, Dumfries has a steal of a release clause, 25 million, I know, but he's approaching 30. He'd be quality. He's not a right back though, Dumfries. He's not a right back. He's really not. Like, he doesn't play right back for the national team. He doesn't play right back for Inter Milan. Jan Bissek does all his hard work for him. Jan Bissek would be the signing. If City were going to go and sign someone, I'd go and get Jan Bissek from Inter Milan. Pay 40 million for him if you have to. It's better to pay 40 for him than 25 for Dumfries. Jan Bissek's 6-7 years younger and twice the player. Twice the player. Will Esteval get playtime at Chelsea? I think he'll get some playtime, but I think he probably ends up finishing with maybe 15 games in the season. Most of it in the Champions League and stuff like that. I don't think he ends up getting a whole lot of game time. I think it'll be in games that don't matter as much. The League Cup. Onye, do you think Dumfries would fit Amorim's system as a wing-back? Yeah, see, that would work. That would work. That is kind of what he plays at Inter. Yeah, that would work. Walker to Burnley. Walker to Burnley's not a bad signing. Yeah, you need those sorts of players to stay up. I mean, I don't particularly like Kyle Walker as a person. I think he's kind of got questionable morals and ethics, but he's an experienced pro. He's a top player, or he's been a top player. You need players like that. He's not a terrible right back. He'll still probably go to Burnley and be arguably their best player, you would think. So for me, I don't think it's a terrible signing at all. Not a terrible signing at all. Jar, thoughts on Diogo Costa to Man City? If they could get him, it wouldn't be a bad signing. He's a good keeper. Very good keeper. Chimey, which non-British leagues are you planning on following this season? I was going to say all of them then. We'll probably do. I mean, I follow most of them quite loosely. I know that's like because same as you, Chimey. I like a bet, mate. I like a bet. I like a flutter. So I am always on like a I would say at least 2 or 3 times a week, I'm looking at league tables from around Europe. There's certain leagues that I won't touch. There's certain leagues I won't go near. The Swedish Allsvenskan being one of them. So some leagues I won't really look at because they're so unpredictable. But I do keep an eye out for most of them. And I get a feel for which teams are doing well. And I'll keep an eye out for some results and, stuff like that once the season is underway. But in terms of what leagues we'll watch on here, I think the Premier League will keep us busy. I think we'll do quite a few La Liga games, Bundesliga games, Serie A games, Eredivisie games, Liga games, because I've got League One, Liga Pass. So Liga Pass, I have that for the full season, so I can watch all the Liga games. So yeah, all of that I think will be. We'll probably watch all of them at different points, but we'll prioritise the Premier League. I was debating setting up another channel maybe on YouTube, doing a couple of different channels, one for the Premier League and one for like European football. Do you know, where we watch maybe some more niche stuff. But I'm just trying to make it on one channel first before I start spinning too many plates. Andreas, I think United could sign Lacazette. No chance. Dwayne for 7 million, Diego Leon cost. Diego Leon is a mad signing for United. I assume he's going to go out on loan because they've got Harry Amas and they've got Dorgu, who they've just signed there. So I can't believe for 1 second that Diego Leon's going to get any minutes at left back for Man United. Jar, to be honest, I want AC Milan to win Serie A or Napoli, not going to lie. AC Milan won't. AC Milan are in the bin. Chimey, sounds good because I want to focus on La Liga this season. Well, do you know what? I really like La Liga, but I also feel like I switched off last season to, Bundesliga 2 and Segunda Liga and things like that. I like the second divisions a lot in the and League Dirt as well. League Dirt can be quite cool. So I've switched off to some of these in the latter part of last season because I was watching so many games in the top flight. So yeah, I need to try and keep an eye on it. Maybe I'll do a video. Do you think it's worth doing like a wrap-up video of results around Europe each week? I think something like that would work. Would you watch that? Just a kind of like a Gazzetta dello Football, like a wrap-up show. I can be like the James Richardson of Football Italia. I'll just go through and we'll say, this week in Latvia. Then we'll just go around Europe and we'll do all different leagues. That'd probably help me. That'd probably help me more than anything. Adama, can't believe Zubamendi chose them. Could have been Premier League winner now. He didn't really choose them, mate. You've got to remember, Liverpool wanted Zubamendi last year. We didn't want him this year. And City wanted him the year before that. And he rejected City. Then he rejected us. He didn't choose anyone over anyone. Arsenal put the offer into him. And Liverpool, their offer wasn't on the table anymore. He blew us off. He said he didn't want to come. He wanted to stay in Spain. And then that was when Real Sociedad were in Europe and they were still fighting at the top end of the league and stuff like that. Last season they finished 12th. So it's probably not a surprise that he does want to leave now, and he can understand, he can see himself leaving the beautiful mountains of San Sebastian. That's no problem at all now, because he's just finished 12th. Onyé, what do you think of Mika Tadze to West Ham? I know I butchered his name. No, mate, that's not too far off it. Honestly, George Mika Tadze is an absolutely fabulous centre-forward. I wouldn't mind him at Liverpool, seriously. As a backup, I think he would be fantastic. Top centre-forward. Great finisher. I'd like to see him in the Prem next season. I think he's brilliant. Apparently he's linked with Sunderland, isn't he? Ben, have you noticed all of the Iceland players' names end in .ir, like Son with the men? Yes, but I don't think... Is that like a masculine, feminine thing? I don't know. In Iceland, the suffix dotir is very common because it's part of the patronymic naming system where children's last names are formed based on their father's first name, specifically dotir. Ah, dotir means daughter in Icelandic. Why didn't I get that? So Sigurd's son is son of Sigurd. Sigurd Dottir, who there is a player called Sigurd Dottir in this side. Sigurd Dottir means daughter of Dottir, daughter of Sigurd. That's cool, isn't it? See, I didn't learn that. That's interesting, that. I didn't know that. Hang on a minute. Isn't there someone else, though, in the Icelandic team? There's another Icelandic player, Icelandic woman in this team. I've seen it the other day. If you look at the lineups, they're all called Dottir. There you go. And then there's Jessen. Sandra Jessen. Why is she not Sandra Jessen Dottir? She broke with tradition. There you go. Don't know if it's just a traditional thing. Cleared away by Iceland. And long ball forward here. Switzerland just volley it back up the pitch. Ryan McKinley, what match is it on? It's Switzerland against Iceland in the Women's Euros, mate. Adama, roundup show would be a great idea, Key. Results and tables be great for views for your channel. Right, I will do that then. That's commitment number 1. Chimey, she's a transfer. A transfer? Oh, she's... Oh, what a shot and what a save! It was a header from the edge of the box, if you can believe that. It was like Suarez's header against West Brom many moons ago. Absolutely wonderful header. Smashed it from right... I might have even been outside the area, this. Was this a header outside the area? Let's see. Let's see. No, it wasn't. It was definitely close to the edge of the area, though. And it was like a dipping header. Just about to dip under the crossbar and two-handed, tipped over the bar by the Icelandic keeper. Ja Morant, Key, who do you think Man City will sign in the summer window? Who do I think City will sign in the summer window? I think they need a right back, I think they need a goalkeeper, and I think that's it. I can't see him signing anyone else. Onye Zubamendi is so overrated, 63 million, all my days, he got done by Casemiro, and Casemiro is finished. Mind you, it's a horrible Man United side. Ostermorg finished 11th in the league as well, Sociedad. Anyone specific? I mean, goalkeeper-wise, Diogo Costa's kind of the standout option, isn't he, in terms of around Europe? It feels like there's not a huge amount of top quality goalkeepers that City could maybe go and get. I mean, I don't know if City are being mindful about the upcoming charges and things like that. There's an expectation that there is going to be an announcement, by the way, on City's charges this month. I don't know if people have heard this, but yeah, apparently there's an expectation City will hear a public decision from the independent panel that's looking at their charges, and it'll be announced this month in July. There will be news. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if there is too many top goalkeepers that City could go and get. Maybe someone like Kobel at Borussia Dortmund, if they could go and get him. I mean, obviously Diogo Costa does seem to make a lot of sense. Unai Simon as well. Unai Simon at Bilbao wouldn't be a terrible one. Again, if they could get him out of Bilbao, they found Bilbao have been incredibly difficult to kind of, I guess, deal with, haven't they? I don't know. I don't really think there's too many others that they could go and get. Has Chevalier moved yet? Chevalier at Lille's often highly rated. I know there was maybe a few people who were looking at him. And that's it. I tell you who I was very impressed by. We was talking about this in the Club World Cup the other day. I thought Juventus' keeper, Di Gregorio, I don't know how old he is. He's about 27, 28, maybe just about 28. He's certainly under 30. Anyway, he was a very, very. I think he's been very good for Juventus. I think he was top quality keeper the other day. Really enjoyed watching him. So, yeah, I think you could maybe say any of those would be ones that City would look at. Right back, obviously, that we know that they like. We know that they like Livramento, but the thing with Livramento is that, I mean, chances are he's too expensive. 70-80 million quid is the price that's going round for Livramento, and I think that's going to be probably a bit too much for him. It probably wouldn't surprise me if they went and got maybe, if they could, Pedro Porro out of City. Could that work? Pedro Porro makes a bit of sense. He's not old. He's kind of the right profile for him. Maybe even, do you know what? Maybe even a cheeky bid for Malo Gusto. I like Malo Gusto at Chelsea, and Reece James is keeping him out the side as it stands. And I think Malo Gusto is a fabulous player, really good right back, very, very solid, top right back. So he'd be one I would look at as well for City if I was. Or obviously the absolute sort of obvious one is Martinez, who was at Girona. Now, Martinez was at Girona. He's obviously that's obviously City's feeder club, isn't it? So, I guess we'll see. Be yourself, Dylan. It's pouring down here. I mean, that's probably the one thing that's not. It's kind of staved off a little bit here now. It's it's calmed down. It was chucking it down earlier, mind. Ja, if they get demoted to the Championship, will they stay there forever, or is it just for that season? Well, it depends if they win their way back up. If they get demoted to the Championship, it's not just like, right, you back up. They have to win their way out of the Championship. But if they get demoted to the Championship, then they'll have players who will have relegation release clauses. They'll have issues with wages because you can't sustain that level of wages in the Championship. The money's far, far less. They would have a huge drop in revenue. We know for a sure fact, by the way, that Manchester City have been consulting with a company that specialise in, not like distressed assets almost, but kind of like dealing with huge drops in revenue and redundancies and things like that. You'd have to ask yourself, why is a club like Manchester City with soaring profits talking to a consultancy that specialises in sort of businesses in distress and businesses that are expecting a fall in profits and a fall in revenues? Maybe is that Manchester City planning for the worst? You'd have to, make your own decision on that. But we know that that's the case. Onye, why doesn't Diogo Costa run down his contract in order to force a move out of Porto? I mean, that's because if you would argue if a club wants him, they would pay the money. And he could go now, couldn't he? There's a check here already. Ball got played forward, and is this a penalty? No, you're not getting a penalty for that. Don't be silly. It was outside the area at a push. Come on, you Wolves. What's the best player you watch that doesn't get the recognition? Do you know who immediately came to my mind there? Moise Kean. Moise Kean in Serie A for Fiorentina. Shocking player, really, wasn't he, in the Premier League? Didn't really do an awful lot when he was at Juventus, when he went back after Everton. He settled at Fiorentina, and honestly, some of the finishing from Moise Kean, some of the, I think he's done wonderfully well. Really, really like Moise Kean. Retegui as well in Serie A is another one I'd look at. In the Eredivisie, players like Kees Smit or Sem Stein. Sem Stein in the Eredivisie. Have a look at Sem Stein in the Eredivisie. FC20, wonderful player. He's a midfielder. Reminds me a lot of kind of like a Frank Lampard, maybe like a Dutch Frank Lampard, arriving late in the box. Wonderful player. He's only young. I think he'd be a perfect signing for someone like Palace or maybe Forest. Honestly, he's only a young player. Plays for FC20, Sem Stein, and also Kees Smit, who plays for AZ Alkmaar. We've watched a lot of Kees Smit playing in the UEFA Under-19s Championships for Holland. Top young player he is. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I've covered that we would maybe say. But certainly them three, they're the immediate standout ones. Schmidt, Stein, Retegui as well, Moise Kean, plays in La Liga, players like... who would I say for La Liga? Trying to think of lower down the league, maybe a bit less obvious. Couple of changes here for Iceland. It's gone behind for a goal kick. I think Mads Hermansson is a great keeper. He needs a better defence in front of him. Yeah, he was alright, wasn't he? Yeah, he was okay. JEFC. What's this? DCLT United is the rumour. DCLT United, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Sonny St. Helens. Never saw Sonny St. Helens. Thoughts on Hugo Viana, Man City's director of football? He was a shit player for Newcastle. LFC Lou, yo, have a nice day. Good to see you, Lou. How's it going? Ostermorg, would you take either Keane or Retegui at Liverpool? Moise Keane, yeah, just for bants. Just for the sheer fact that he's failed at Everton, it would be a laugh if he came to Liverpool and he was brilliant. Three-star Reds, 100% sure that Man City will not be relegated. I mean, they are certainly, doing something that would suggest they're planning for a drop in revenue. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think they're getting found guilty probably of some things, maybe not all things. And of the 115 charges that they've got, like 70 or 80 of them literally have to do with non-compliance. So, and the non-compliance ones you would imagine are totally cut and dry. Like, they are the ones that are super, super easy to prove. They are the ones where you're looking at it and thinking, well, the Premier League asked them for some information. Manchester City went, no, we don't want to send you that. The Premier League went, what do you mean you don't want to send us that? Every other club has to send us that. We need you to send us that. And City went, no, we don't recognise your right to demand that information off us. So they're guilty of it, aren't they? I mean, I can't understand that. Those charges should be about as straightforward as they can. Like, that's cut and dry. That's super, super easy. The other stuff is the maybe harder to predict stuff is, or the harder to prove stuff. Like, were they hid money, and did they make double payments to managers? Did they make payments outside of contracts and things like that? Hiding sponsorship money, hiding revenue money. Just generally being a little bit sly. Key, do you know what I do on Sundays when I go to bed if I don't want to go to work in the morning? I don't want to know what you do. I read football books. Oh, thank God for that. Bram, what do you think of Anderlecht? I went to Anderlecht. I've been to your ground. Watched Liverpool against Anderlecht many moons ago. Liverpool played them and Djibril Cissé scored off a corner in the Champions League. It was great. It was fabulous. Loved my time in Anderlecht. Tom238 HSO, any Newcastle news? None as yet, just that Elanga is still being discussed. Bram, Anderlecht, biggest of Belgium. Well, we have another fan who comes in regularly. Wim Malfay, his name is. He's a massive Club Brugge fan. He would argue maybe the opposite, but I do like Anderlecht, yeah. Three-star Reds, Forest complied with Premier League over PSR, as did Everton. Both of us got points deducted. Well, hang on a minute. Let's just wind that back a little bit. I don't know about Forest's specific case, but I will say that Everton were afforded, literally, the Premier League bent the rules to try and make sure Everton... It's not that Everton worked with the Premier League, so I'm assuming that if Forest were anything like Everton's case, then you were very, fortunate. Because if the Premier League were literally, right, these are the rules, you've broken, punishment. Honestly, the Premier League went back to Everton a number of times and was like, this is the allowed amount of losses for your club. You've gone past it. Right, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll allow you to have, even though we've only allowed certain clubs, all other clubs, this much losses for COVID, we'll let you write off a little bit more. And then because you've done this stuff, we'll write off a little bit more for that. So they kept reducing the amount that they'd lost by, and they still missed. So they bent the rules loads and still ended up getting it wrong. So for me, like, Everton are one of the worst managed clubs, maybe even the worst managed club in the country over the last 10 years. Man United, not far behind. I think Forest took an educated risk and it paid off. And that's probably what happened with Forest. And if we're dead honest, Forest accumulated a group of players in a short spell, kind of like what Chelsea are doing now, where you're looking at Chelsea and going, where are they going to fit all these in? Forest was like that about 12, 18 months ago, weren't they, mate? There's loads of players coming into Forest, and you was like, where are they going to get all these players? What are they doing? Jay, Everton got shafted, fact, 10 points, but City and Chelsea get nothing. Listen, Everton were very, very fortunate. They weren't unlucky, they were fortunate. I read it, I literally spent ages reading up on that case. And they didn't get 10 points in the end, did you? You got some back. You got some back and some suspended. Ostermorg, should City look at Vanderson? I know, yeah, Vanderson was one I wanted Liverpool to look at. That was who I thought we would go for instead of Frimpong. I really like Vanderson. Yeah, good young player. Pure loyalist, there's never been a team in Britain punished as much as Rangers, but we still came back when there's worse than when Rangers around. It's probably not the worst shout yet. Wim Club Bruges are interesting for Samuel Edozie of Southampton. Edozie. If you're watching and you haven't yet, I'm going to just give in another plug because I am desperately trying to get my my Twitter off the ground. I've got over 5,000 subs on YouTube, over 3,000 on TikTok, growing really quickly, those two. X, I've got like 150 of you. Like 150 people following me on X, so if you can go and give us a follow, X, Twitter, whatever way you want to call it. Go and give us a follow when you get a chance. If you're on X or Twitter, by the way. If you don't use it, don't worry about it. But, yeah, if you can give us a follow, I would mega appreciate it. Jay, Premier League corrupt and hate Everton. Fact, and we pissed them off and stayed up. They don't hate Everton. Corrupt. Everton corrupt. That's nonsense. All them pink stickers saying corrupt. You must be out. Mate, Premier League treated Everton incredibly well, if anything. Incredibly well. The only gripe that Everton have got is the same gripe that every other team has got, which is, what about them over there? Like, do you know what I mean? City, United, Chelsea. Like, other clubs who are quite obviously doing stuff that's a little bit... But, let's be honest, Everton defo broke the rules. Forest defo broke the rules. It was so cut and dry. They literally allowed you to bend the rules and you still missed. It was so obvious. And Everton, yeah, got away with it because they stayed up and they probably shouldn't have done. Switzerland, it's 1-0. We've had a goal. There you go. Finally, 1-0 to the Swiss. Iceland looking like they're going to go out here. I said 1-0 as well. Who needs Tolga? Who needs Tolga? I said 1-0 to Switzerland. I should have gone for it. I can't believe it. 1-0 to Switzerland. That would have done it. It was a wonderful ball in. Just slipped the ball into the path of the number 22. And a lovely little low finish in the right with the right foot into the bottom corner. Christ, is that Ralph Rangnick managing these? Looks like it. It's Geraldine Rütteler of Eintracht Frankfurt. Got 10 goals in 20 games for Eintracht Frankfurt last season, Rutella. Lovely little pass into feet. First touch, lovely. And then a lovely finish right into the bottom corner. Cross the keeper. No chance. No chance at all for the Iceland keeper. And, yeah. Runnars is picking the ball out of her net. Great goal, that. Great goal. 1-0 to the Swiss. And that might be Iceland going home. That might be Iceland going home. Jay, through your copite tinted glasses. Jar, thoughts on the Swans signings, Key? I've not seen who you've signed. Who have you signed? I've missed a lot of the Championship signings. I mean, I get people coming in and talking to me daily about sort of Birmingham signings. But I haven't really seen who Swansea have. Let me have a look. I haven't kept up to date with it. I tend to kind of wait till the start of the season, wait till everything's settled down, and then have a look at the Championship and what's going on. But, yeah, I've not really kept up with Swansea's summer. So, Zidane Inusa. Ooh, that's not bad. Inusa from Häcken is a very, very interesting signing. He's really well liked. Yeah, good young under-21 player from Sweden. Decent record at Häcken as well. He might be a decent signing. Bobby Wales from Kilmarnock. Again, Bobby Wales, highly thought of. You know, he's still... For a centre-forward to only have kind of... He did all right at Alloa last season. But at Kilmarnock, he's not had a great season, has he? He got, what was it, 3 in 28 games for Killy. But he's still a young lad. He's only 20, so he might be all right. Cameron Burgess from Ipswich, yeah, that's okay. Ricardo Santos from Bolton. Yeah, I mean, Santos and Cameron Burgess, not bad. Ethan Galbraith. Yeah, again, I'm not bowled over by that. But yeah, Zidane Inusa will be one to watch. Maybe Bobby Wales in time. But I didn't realise you'd let Thingy go as well. Harry Darling's gone, hasn't he? He's gone to Norwich. Surprised you let him go. One, two, four. Have I seen the Always Ready score? I've not. Go on, I'll have a look. What's the Always Ready score? Come on, where are you? Fucking hell. And I said Always Ready as well. Always Ready, 7. The strongest 2. 7-2. Sweet Lord. Christ, try pronouncing his name as well. Have you tried pronouncing his name? Gonzalez, who scored. Have a look. I would have no chance. And there you go. There's maybe the next young player to keep an eye on coming out of Bolivia. Moish Paniagua. 17 years of age. He's got 8 goals and assists in 12 games for Always Ready this season. He's only 17 and he scored 2 in 3 minutes. In a massive game in Bolivia. Tolga, how's it going? Pure loyalist. If Thai food put the tea in China, who put the tea in Scondorp? 3-star Reds. What football team do you support? I will have to ask him in Turkish. Go on, I'll put the question in. Right, there you go. Oh, here we go. What's he saying here? I'll translate. The data is not what I wanted, but I am following and trying to solve it. Leah, can see the match. Can see the match? What do you mean, can see the match? What are you saying, Leah? Galatasaray. He's a Gala fan. Swansea also got Melker Widell. Search him up, Key. Melker Widell. Victor Melker Widell. Another Swede. Christ, you've got a Swedish scout or something? Where was he last season? Ah, Aalborg. Okay. 23 years of age. He's played for Sweden already. That's not a bad shout, you know. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. He was at Aalborg, which is a Danish team. But yeah, good player. Obviously, I mean, he's played regularly for Aalborg and he's played for the Sweden national team. He's 23 and he's playing for Swansea. And he's a big lad as well. He's nearly 6 foot, so that's not bad going. That'll be a decent signing for you. That, yeah, Melker and Inusa. I'm gonna keep an eye out for Swansea next season. Laudrup, yeah, Laudrup was a great manager. I thought Laudrup did well. Switzerland are in here, should be 2. What a tackle that is from Iceland. It's a fabulous tackle. 2 players down injured though. That's a great tackle. Michu. Hey, loved Michu. Shame what happened to him, because he was a good player when he Michu. Just kind of fell away in the end. But what a season he had. What a season. Sorry, 2012-13, wasn't it? That was it. 2012-13, he got 22 goals in 43 games. And Alex Ferguson came out and said, I'm going to sack my La Liga scout. I'm going to sack my La Liga scout that he didn't pick him up. Because he scored 17 in 39 for Rayo Vallecano. Swansea picked him up for whatever it was, next to nothing, I think. It wasn't much. 2 million quid. 2 million quid. Gylfi Sigurdsson went to Everton. And, yeah. And they bought him for 2 million quid. Right, we've got 5 minutes left here. It's been a bit of a flat game, let's be honest. It's been a pretty naff game, but it's been good fun. Aaron, who are some players you wish had an injury-free career or much less injury problems? I mean, I'll always go back to Robbie Fowler, mate. Robbie Fowler, for me, is my hero growing up. He did his knee against Everton in about... I think he was only about 22. And he was never really the same after that. He was out for about a year. Never really the same after that. He lost a bit of pace. He couldn't maybe turn as sharply. Still a fabulous finisher. But and Gary Neville said this, by the way. Gary Neville said that if Robbie Fowler hadn't got injured when he did, he could have been England's greatest ever goal scorer. Which, that's quite some high praise, isn't it, from a player who played with Alan Shearer for the England team, played with Wayne Rooney for Man United, and he admitted that, Robbie Fowler could have been maybe England's greatest ever goal scorer. So yeah, Robbie Fowler always kills me a little bit because he was a wonderful, wonderful player. Probably the best young player. I think the best young player that's broke through to the Premier League, there's never been one better than Robbie Fowler. No one has ever come through like Robbie Fowler did. Do you remember the big furore when Wayne Rooney came through and when Michael Owen came through, and there's all this Robbie Fowler was better than all of them, better than both of them, and it was bigger as well, and he still didn't get a kick for England. It was insane. The guy came through. He got, I think, did he win? Let me clarify this before I say it, but he literally won Young Player of the Year. PFA Young Player of the Year in 95 and 96. And in 95 and 96, at the age of... Well, how old would he have been? 20. Sorry, 19 actually. 19 and 20. He got... This is at 19 years of age. He got 31 goals in 57. And then 36 goals in 53. And then the year after that, he got 31 in 44. Like, just insane consistency. 30 plus goals a season at like 18, 19, 20, 21. Insane consistency. And then he did his knee and he dropped down to 13 goals, 15 goals. Still was never quite as good, but he was always still solid. And then, yeah, I miss that Robbie Fowler. Three-star Reds, what evening game are you covering, Key, tomorrow? I'm calling it a night. Oh, I'll have a look, actually. Let me see. What have we got tomorrow? Because I've not even looked at it myself. I know that Tuesday we've got Champions League qualifiers, by the way. So Tuesday we've got to look at them. So Monday. It's two more UEFA Women's Euros games. So we're going to do Spain women against Belgium women and Portugal women against Italy women. So we'll do both of them. 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock tomorrow. Spain against Belgium, Portugal, Italy. And we'll see. We'll see how those two go on. But I'll be live for two more UEFA Women's Euros games. And then on Tuesday, we're doing TNS against Skendia in the UEFA Champions League qualifying round. So yeah, we'll do that one. We'll also be doing... Should we do Fluminense Chelsea? I'm not doing Fluminense Chelsea. I'm doing TNS and Skendia. I'm doing the Champions League. I'm doing proper football. Whoa, what a goal! 2-0 Switzerland. I was wrong. I've called it wrong. It's 2-0 to the Swiss. It was a wonderful strike from outside the area. And the Iceland manager cuts a very forlorn figure. We've got 3 minutes of added on time here now, and I think the Swiss are back in action here now. Iceland out of the group stage. Switzerland will be on 3 points. Norway will be on 6. Iceland will be on 0. Finland will be on 3. So it'll honestly. So that game on the last game of the season, or last game of the group stage, Switzerland will play Finland, won't they? And it'll be interesting to see. That'll be a straight playoff, won't it? Now took a big deflection. It was a shot from the edge of the area, cuts inside on the right foot, big deflection. Keeper no chance. Absolutely wonderful shot from outside the area there. Big deflection. Keeper wrong-footed. Goal 2-0. Switzerland on 3 points. Finland on 3 points. Iceland out of the tournament with that. That's them done. Norway on 6. So Norway are through. It'll be a straight playoff between Switzerland and Finland in the final game. And as it stands, I think the hosts might be above them. On goal difference, if nothing else. Yeah, they will be, won't they? Switzerland are above Finland on goal difference, so that means if Switzerland can get a point against Finland on the last day, they go through. That second goal, that was really important, that goal. That second goal has meant now that Switzerland have got the advantage against Finland. It means that they can go into the final game and just need a point. A point will be enough. Jar, any players you want Swansea to sign, Key? Not particularly. There's none really that come to mind. Any of them that you want to sign? Who would you want them to sign? Finn, big up the New Saints. Love the New Saints. I remember Liverpool playing them in 2006 or 2005, and we played them over 2 legs. It was brilliant. So yeah, I'd go for. I'm gonna watch TNS on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll do TNS. Lucas, hi mate, I'm a bit ill today, but I'm still watching the footy. Oh mate, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing a bit better. Everyone's been poorly lately. My little girl's poorly. Right, there you go. It's 2-0 here. It's finished. Switzerland are back in the tournament, I guess. You know, it gives them a huge chance. Iceland, they'll play the final game against Norway, but they are gone. They are out of the tournament. There's nothing they can do now. They can't. They can't qualify. They can't qualify for the next round. That game effectively ended it for them. Ja Morant, Burrows, or a Zaz, mate. A Zaz would be a good signing, yeah. Okay. So tomorrow we've got 2 more of the Women's Euros games. We've got Belgium against Spain, and we've got Italy against Portugal. So we'll do both of them games tomorrow, and then on Tuesday the Champions League is back. Wednesday the Champions League is back. Thursday the Europa League is back. So we're going to be doing all of them. It's going to be great fun. Can't wait. And we'll be back to the Women's Euros on Friday. So I'm going to be doing all of those. I'll get all the schedule done and updated tomorrow, so you'll see what games that we're doing, and I'll see you all in 24 hours or so. Well, less than that. I'll be live again at around 4 p.m. tomorrow. So 4 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be live. I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely night. Dylan, lots of love, mate. Take it easy. Whatever you're doing, sleep well, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us.